That's all I'm talking about.
Uh,
It.
I think we have audio now.
Alright. Hello, my RSC people, and before we get into anything, I want to thank Taco and Sauce Boss for being here.
Yep. Thanks for having me on here. I'm ready to get a chance to commentate some prospect and master finals. We had a great matchup on Monday with amateur and premier, even having a best of seven go the full distance. I'm expecting nothing less from prospect and master tonight, and especially from prospect as we got two teams, both 4 and 6, four seed for the Emus and 6 for the Principales. They worked their tails off to get here, so they're gonna want it.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime you have a lower seed coming in to the finals, you're gonna get not might not be the two best teams, but it's the teams that want it the most, and that's all you can really ask for when it comes in to the finals, anyway. So, Sauce, before we get into anything else, what do you think of the path that these two teams took to get here?
I thought it was really interesting. We saw Earth get the first round bye, getting the 1 seed, and actually earlier in the season, I we got to watch an Earth versus Emu's final, or not final, but a match day, and Earth actually dominated them 3-1, having a strong game 4 in the finish. And then we actually saw the reverse for the Emus actually taking out Earth out of the playoffs, knocking out that number 1 seed, and then Principales having to go through both the third and the 2 seed, taking out both. It just two underdogs straight off the rip, taking out the top teams in the entire bracket, and it goes to show that they're going to have a very strong match here. Could go either way.
Yeah, and I will say Emus and their first round, they I believe 3 owed Poppy. And in their second round, they went to game 7 and won in overtime versus the number 1 seed. So what a very good series from what I heard. Like it was incredible to watch. I was watching the live score to see who would win. And for the other side, we had myself, my team play Skeletons. We went to game 5 with them, and Hawaiian Pizza and Principales was a game 4 win by Principales. And then when it got to the semifinals, a lot of people predicted Skeletons to take it, but Principales came to show out and they ended up winning in game 5 to take the series. And that's what brought us to the final we have now.
Strong performance after a tight matchup, 3-1 in the quarterfinals, and then 4-1 over the number 2 seed. Very impressive win right there. And then on the other side, we saw the Emus in the semifinals going 4-3 with Earth. A lot closer matchup, despite the smaller seed difference. But I think this one's going to be very close. Principales might have a slight leg up, depending on how each team plays. I know you were talking about it earlier in the before we went live. Principales might have a different play style that might help them out, but I think Emus might have a little leg up. They have the underdog. They've already taken out the number 5, the number 1, and they're probably going to be trying to ride this one into the finals matchup.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I'm not sure if we have roster sheet slide on a stream tonight, but I will say for the rosters, the at least starting rosters will be Yoshawatt, Lost Person, and Larkspur for Emus. And for Principales, it's going to be Booger Sugar as their captain, Scomps, and superstrikzz. And when you look at these teams, both Larkspur and Scomps have catapulted their team into the spot they're in now. Both of them just putting up phenomenal numbers in prospect, but you can't go unnoticed without the other two. I know I was telling Sauce earlier that El Booger Sugar seemed to caught his stride very well, in the playoffs. He's been shooting the lights out, and we'll see if he can continue that now.
And speaking of continuing it now, it looks like our players are just about ready. It looks like they're all in the lobby. So, how do you expect this first game to go? Do you expect a blowout or a really close? Maybe kind of hesitant to shoot.
I think that it's going to be a blowout on the side of the Emus. They're going to win because I think it's going to be, you got to kind of get the gears going, you know?
All right, it looks like everybody's ready to go as we get into our game one and our best of 7. Yoshawatt is going to be able to take a 50 off the kickoff, and we're back to a little bit of mid-action. Booger Sugar taking the lead right there. Larkspur's going to try and dribble it down, not able to do too much. Superstrikzz trying to bang it back, not quite able to before it gets intercepted. Lostperson just trying to pinch it off the wall, and superstrikzz has a bit of an awkward touch.
Larkspur is going for the aerial, the double commit there, but Scomps is able to intercept with.
Looks like they're asking for a remake, maybe some disconnects. So we'll have to hop out of the lobby and yap for a little bit longer.
At least that's our job, so we're pretty good at that. And Sauce, what did you think of the first 35 seconds that we saw of that match? Pretty action-packed, in my opinion.
Pretty action-packed. They were going pretty quick, getting pinches off the wall, and I think that was probably the telltale sign right there. They're going to be looking for a lot of these pinches. We saw an attempted cuxer was pretty hard off the wall, just not on target. But there, we saw that. We saw the pinches off opponents, the 50s, and those were going pretty fast too. So we might be able to see maybe a stray goal go in off of a freak pinch.
Yeah. I mean, anything can happen at this rank. I know as, part of it. But we'll just have to see. I mean, we're getting the lobby put back up, and do we have the available predictions?
I think they've already put their points in, although it seems like everybody thinks Emus is going to win out of those who have submitted their predictions. It's 100% vote for the fans here thinking that Emus are going to take it all in this game one.
Looks like we got everyone back in here, and I never asked you, Sauce. How do you think this game's gonna go?
Like you said, I think the Emus might get a quick 1 goal, or might be able to get the game 1 going. We'll let them know they're good.
And as we get back into this, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a closer game now. You kind of got those first little bit of nerves out during the remake. I think you kind of calm down if you do everything right. But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed as Scomps looks for the 50. Not quite able to get it. Superstrikzz already in there. Yoshawatt just too quick. First goal right off the board. You talked about it really, that it might be a blowout on the side of the Emus, and we're already seeing a quick goal here in the first 11 seconds.
And as we go back into it, like you said, 11 seconds, first goal. We got to see how they respond. 'Cause that's a great way to do it, though. Scomps scoring a shot, just putting it in the perfect position, honestly, with 0 boost. And very impressive shot, honestly.
Putting it almost nearly as high as it could possibly go and still go in, and he just slots it. Elite ball placement right there from Scomps, and that's why he's on top of the leaderboard for the RPV. Most likely going to get an all-star or potentially an MVP, depending on how this game goes and if he's able to show up for his team tonight and when they need him most. Lostperson looking it off the sideboard. Superstrikzz not able to. He's able to deny the shot right there. This one's going back over the middle. Yoshawatt too quick. Low boost on the side of Emus right now. It might come back to bite him on a return or a counter attack as this one goes back into the corner, but no one really too eager to go for it. But this one's going to be playing some ping pong as superstrikzz bangs it back into the corner. He might have a shot. It's just saved away by lostperson.
Great pressure coming out of both sides, honestly. I think they're doing well of disrupting each other. And great shot there by Yosh. Trying to slot in another one past Scomps. But that's an awkward touch. Scomps there. And I'm looking at how both teams are playing. I think both of them came here and they're wanting to win. They're trying to put it all out there.
We just saw one of those stray balls almost go in for a goal, just a little off target. No one's able to respond to this right now. Yoshawatt gets denied on the goal line. Now this one's going back the other way. Larkspur now back into the corner. These corners have been pretty awkward for both teams. It's just sitting there. They're not really going for a touch, not trying to bang it. Just kind of sits there, not sure what to do. Scomps looking for a double tap. He's not going to be able to get it. This one goes back off the backboard. Booger Sugar's trying to stay back, play it safe for the team. Superstrikzz gets the pop, and now Larkspur's going to have a chance for a shot. Scomps saving it away, proving why he needs to be out here right now. Superstrikzz able to dodge the one shot. Booger Sugar is going to be able to clear that one away. Scomps might be able to get a clear. He misses instead, so now it's going to be a tough shot for superstrikzz as we see another pinch go off the sidewall. But again, not a whole lot of follow-up. It's just kind of sitting there in the corner.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's really what's going to be the difference in this series. Not who can bang the ball more, but who can follow up on those touches better. Because you see, Yoshawatt is doing really good at pressuring on the Principality side. Like right there where he scores another shot with a great pass out of Larkspur.
Yeah, great shot right there. Yoshawatt showing his speed, and he's not afraid to get in tight with the net with all three defenders nearby. One backflip set up the opportunity for him, but he didn't shy away, thinking it would be cleared. Instead, he went straight for it and made the goal, and now they're up 2-1 here with only 2 minutes remaining. Still a lot of time left for the Principales to come back here, but Emu's showing that they don't, despite being the number 6 seed, they are the number 4 seed. They are showing why they took out the number 1 earlier on in the semifinals, as this one goes straight over the middle of the net, but two people go for it. Yoshawatt back up, not able to do a whole lot with it, and now it's going to be stuck back into the midfield and back into these corners.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like one of the biggest issues for Principalities is they just need to trust each other. If they could trust each other, not double commit, I think they would be in a great spot. I think that would avoid a lot of their awkward situations, but a great 50 out of Booger Sugar. Goes for the pass, doesn't quite get it. Scomps chasing it, passing it back to the center. But Larkspur is there to cut it off to Yoshawatt. Scomps, keeping pressure, and also gets a save. But what do you see so far? I mean, you got a minute left here with 1 goal down.
Right now, I'm seeing a lot more out of the Emus, a lot more teamwork working off the sidewalls, and they're getting a little bit more of a follow-up. And that's been a big play on why they're able to cause a little bit of confusion, move the defense, and force them to get around. This one goes off the crossbar, just not able to get it out. Scomps still up, not able to clear it out before. But yeah, it's kind of going back and forth. These corners are a big dead zone for both teams. No one takes any initiative until they just have to send someone in there. But if whoever figures out these corners first and how to make it work for their side, I think that's going to be a big deciding factor on how they can make these other games go more into their favor. They're not done yet. This one's almost open. No boost. That been a great thing right there. Went back the other way.
They all go for it. Tom's last one gets a 50. Yoshawatt goes for the here, and he gets it, putting Emus in head after game 1.
Big game 1 win for the Emus, just one step closer, and it looks like they're And these stats are looks like there's 6 players for the Emus. Uh, Not sure how they got in the game. The other the other 3 got in there. We got some ghosts out on the field trying to score some goals, but we saw Yoshawatt. All right, we're gonna ignore that right now as we got Scomps. I saw Scomps. He looked like he was doing a lot. However, he had very little boost for most of that game, and I think that was a big drawback for the Principales, and that shows that Emus kind of know what they like to play like. The boost is very important for them, and weren't able to take advantage of many plays without any of the boosts. So I think Principales, if they want to come back here in game number 2, they're going to need to lock down on the boost.
Yeah, I agree with you. Not just that, but also like I don't know what you think about when I said the trusting thing earlier. But it seemed like they had a lot more double commits than emus, and that'll have a lot to do with it too. Because if you can send one person and you know they're gonna hit the ball, it helps the mental a lot going forward.
Yeah, we saw the double commits a lot, especially over near the goal line. Anytime it got around the net, everyone just seemed to get a little nervous and just jump for it no matter where they were at. And it ended up using a lot of the boost, and then they just got stuck on defense and created opportunities for the Emus. So we're going to need to see some second game adjustments for the Principales if they would like to come out here with a game 2 win and keep it close before things get too out of hand.
Yeah, and Larkspur trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Takes the challenge, and Lost Person's over there waiting. The superstrikzz gets to 50. Larkspur again. Only one person able to do anything here, and Yoshawatt does get that boost. Scomps is up though. It's a touchback center. That's a good bang coming out of Lost. And like we were talking about the game plan they need, what is your thoughts on them adding demos into this package from Principales?
If they get the demos, they're going to see a lot more opportunities, as usually happens when there's one less person on the field. But if they can find the person that has the boost, and it seems to be Yoshawatt most of the time, having either a full tank or at least a half tank, they're going to be able to limit a lot of playmaking abilities from the Emus, and it's going to just create a lot more movement. And when you've got no boost, you can't cover nearly as much of the field as you can with a full tank. A Scomps has to clear one right off the board. There it shows you why the boost is necessary. Without it, he wasn't going to get there. But Larkspur has a little boost, and he has to barely get back there in time. We're going to need to see... Go ahead.
Sorry. Great out there out of Scomps. I mean, just being able to bang it from that far and still getting it on target is very hard to just constantly do. And he seems to be doing it very efficiently.
Yeah, they're working very efficient right now. As we see Scomps, I've seen him a lot with a lot of boost in this game. I've seen him very often with a full tank and getting down to a half tank, but he's not sitting on 0 to 24 boost with only 1 or 2 pads. He's had quite a full tank, and he's able to make a play most of the time. So we're going to be able to see him maybe make a play. Boog is going to try to get this one in just off the crossbar. Superstrikzz. He's going to try and make something happen, just keep a little bit of possession in, help his teammate out, and maybe get one pass off the field. Double commit comes out of Emus. Booger Sugar looking to the mid-right. Slotted in right there with enough speed to get it past Yoshawatt.
And a great shot. I mean, that's twice now that Yoshawatt's just not, like, gave the effort, but unfortunately just not able to get to it in time. Just from perfectly placed shot, Yoshawatt gets the kickoff there. Booger gets it to the corner. Strikes gonna bang it from here. Let's see if he can get a controlled hit after, and he does. One of the things we were talking about is they were banging the ball and not really controlling it. See if they kind of changing that from this game forward.
Yeah, we did see a lot more control, them keeping the ball without just hitting it towards the net, keeping it back into that corner. It looks like the corners, they're taking a little bit more initiative when it actually goes in there, and they're not letting it just sit there and waiting for the offense to just come in and take a shot at it.
which clearly is helping a lot. And a bump there out of the Emus to their own teammate, Lost Person, trying to continue this push, gets it to the corner with a great dunk out of Larkspur. What a team play from them. Lost just kind of catching them off guard there in an awkward position. And even goes for the bumps there. Just great play out of that team.
Great recognition by Lost Person, trying to put it in, trying to get those demos even after the pass, setting up a bit of an awkward situation for the defense there, saving it out, and now they're back in it here with 1 to go, or with a minute and a half left. See what happens here is Lost Person's gonna look to set something else up. 50 off of 1, but now Scomps has a full tank. Watch out for him. Yoshawatt, enough speed, looking back for the corner. See if he can get one over the middle. There's no one there ready to take it. Scomps is going to clear it back over, and now Yoshawatt again has to save it away. Miscommunication there. Larkspur, they collide. And now taking it back over the corner, and Yoshawatt back over the middle. This one could be dangerous. The Lost Person's got to save it. He does, and now we're back to the other side corner.
Yeah, it was Scomps. Does he obviously go for the boost? No one fully in his face yet, and Joshua misses that. Larkspur hits it and gets a great touch there. Low boost, goes for what he can get, and does succeed. Shot coming out of Yoshawatt. See what Super does here. Goes for the control hit after, and he gets the dunk. Let's see. Oh, and Lost hits the ball away. With 28 seconds here, it's still anyone's game.
Anyone's game with 20 seconds left. Nothing happens here. We're going to have to see if this one goes to overtime, decide it right there. And overtime can be a big deciding factor on momentum coming into the game. They want a shot right there, but with 10 seconds left, looks like there's going to be one more counterattack here for Principales. They want to end this one in regular time. Lost Person says no, and the ball needs to drop if they want to keep it, if they want to take it into overtime, and they're going to let it drop. First overtime here in game 2. Who will take it? And I know I mentioned it earlier with the momentum and the morale. If this is a long overtime, it can have a deep effect on a team if they work so hard for so many minutes and just not able to take it away. So we'll have to see how long this one lasts and how they hold up.
Uh-oh. That's a touch out. Larkspur misses. Yoshawatt's also there. Scomps. That's it all. See how they play this with a great bang. And, I mean, right now it seems like Principales is kind of controlling this overtime a lot more than Emus.
I've noticed that as well. A lot more boost. I believe it was Larkspur had a very, very small amount of boost. Didn't really collect the pad on the way back. And now that demo comes out, double demo for Scomps trading. And now they're going to go back on offense. Lost Person trying to keep this one in the corner. Worked for them before, and this one's going to slide out the middle. But now Booger Sugar has plenty of space. Back to Larkspur. Not the greatest clear he wanted. This one's going to be shot on target off the crossbar. Who's going to follow it up? It's not going to be anybody. superstrikzz putting this one back on. Larkspur's awkward. This one's cleared out on the goal line. Lost Person barely able to clear it away. And now they're going to want this one back over the middle. Yoshawatt lurking right in the middle. You know he wanted it. And they're going back again for the attack. Looks like the rotations have been pretty decent for the Emus. Once they get on offense, it's just that defense is a little suspect.
And a great demo there by Super. Kind of throw off that rotation. And let's see what they do from here. Great touch by Super. Booger. Smart to take his time here. Tries to pop it over one. Just quite not able to get over. Booger gets to 50. Be careful here because it's a one-on-one situation. But Super doesn't stress and able to handle it.
A lot of panic coming out of there from the Principales on defense. Demo comes out. See if the Emus can keep up their offensive pressure, but they're sent back to the corner. superstrikzz. He's going to read this one. He's going to go over the middle. Scomps looking for a shot. He gets blocked away. Having a lot of high action here. And this one's might just slide in. Lost Person from a snipe from midfield.
And you got to wonder what that's going to do for the mental Principales. I mean, they had so many opportunities to continue to play. It just didn't work out for him, whether it was saved or just wasn't a quality shot, unfortunately. We'll just got to see how they rebound.
Great overtime win here for the Emus, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. They only need 2 more wins to make it work, and it looks like our ghosts are gone from the game. So now we have Larkspur with 697 points. He wanted that game more than anybody else, a whole 5 saves.
Yeah, and I mean, 5 saves, but you also had 2 at a loss. Just a great defensive effort. And then you look at Principalities, I mean, very even score for them with 5 saves as a team. But altogether, they had 1 more shot than Emus. So I mean, I think if they can get more bang for their buck, as I've said before, it can just get better shots. Wait,
It
okay,
looks like they're requesting a new remake for the lobby,
new region.
a new region at least.
I don't know if they mean West or Central. I got you.
I'll let you type it in. But yeah, we saw the rotations. Uh, Either
Yeah,
that or they're just gonna hop in.
they spell the message. Because they're in right for remake at this point. 2 games in.
Yes, USE server.
Central.
Yeah, so we got a remake. Unless you can just change it. All right, looks like we're getting a second remake up here, but going back to that last game, the biggest thing I saw out of the Emus was that rotation. They were getting that solid circular rotation. One person goes in for the play, it doesn't work out, and then it gets cleared away, and that second person is just ready to take that ball away and put it back into play before it just rotates out, hit out, back to that third player, back into the play. First, second, and third all rotating very equally, and they kept up a ton of pressure in that game too in certain stretches of the game. And we're gonna have to look for that in game number 3, as we're gonna predictions are up right now, or actually they're closed. Principales, everyone believes that they're coming back for, with 62% voting for the Principales.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. Uh, not really agree. But I think Principalities are going to take this game. Server swap, kind of throw them off a little bit. It's like a timeout in RLCS in a sense. Hopefully, they took this time to gather their thoughts, kind of calm down, get those jitters out, and we'll just see what they do from here.
We'll let them know that they are ready to join, as they are ready to go. Game number 3, this is going to be it's not do or die yet for here for the Principales, but after taking 2 game losses, one being in overtime, something needs to change. They need to be able to put some more goals on if they want to get some of the morale back that they may have lost during that overtime. It's going to be very important to get
Ooh.
at least some goals or even a game win, because you do not want to have to reverse sweep in order to win.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, I think a dominant win is kind of necessary here to kind of mess with the mental of the other team as well. Because right now, Emus are flying high. Ironic, but they are they have very high spirits right now. So you can tell in the confidence of their play, they're kind of going for more than what they have been in the last 2 games. So we'll just see how they continue with that game style.
Demo comes out here. A lost person. This one's going to create an opportunity. Can Larkspur get the double tap? No, he cannot. Just too far off. Teammate's not able to follow up. Booger with the dribble. He still maintains possession. We'll see if he is able to make a pass. This one actually goes straight over the middle. They're going to give it to Scomps. Scomps saved away by none other than Larkspur. And now we're going back the other way. Booger's got to make a save out of here. Superstrikzz trying to clear it as well. But this one's going to go back over the middle. See if Lost Person's able to keep it up. He does. Yoshawatt following back through. He's still got a half tank of boost. See what he can do. Larkspur's trying to keep possession and pressure on the opposite side. Lost Person in the back there, but Larkspur's going to jump instead. Follow-up is coming, and this is where we see that rotation. There's usually someone with enough speed and reaction time to be able to create that fluid rotation. Someone's always there for the play. No one's really worried that something might get passed.
So, fun fact here. Bill, who's the GM of Flightless Fowl, just said that Yoshawatt and Larkspur are back in contender last season. They faced superstrikzz in the finals, where superstrikzz won 4-0, and Dill said that this is their revenge game.
Revenge game it is, and they won it bad as they're already up 2-0. And they're showing they're wanting it pretty good. They're just not able to get that final shot on right now. If they can keep the rotation up and maybe take away some boost. Lost Person just diving in right there, nearly able to get it through. Superstrikzz gets the clear out. Larkspur trying to get this one in. This one gets over Scomps, and that one's in. 1-0.
Great shot there. I mean, just pops it right over. That bounce shot is so hard to read sometimes, especially for myself. But they did a very good job of just keeping constant pressure here. With 2 minutes left and a great demo by Yosh. This is starting to look more and more in Emu's favor. And a win here, I won't say when I'm going to keep my caster mouth shut. I'm not trying to get blamed.
Yeah, don't want to cast or curse anybody in the playoffs. I don't think anybody would be too happy. Superstrikzz trying to make something happen. Yoshawatt's going to have to make a save. No one able to keep it in. And as we said earlier in the contender finals, the contender tier doesn't exist anymore. So a bunch of these players have been thrown in here into prospect and getting a little bit bigger of a team pool. Lost Person able to get that one in.
What a dominant play out of the team. I mean, Larkspur running up there, demoing, and then he looks for the next one too, just to make sure that Lost has that easy shot. I mean, that's great team play there.
Great team play indeed. Circling back to the all being from contender, that's half of these players were in the contender tier, moving up into prospect, so they're facing even higher competition, and they're still able to compete here in prospect, even with the expanded player pools and the expanded bangs. As this one goes downtown. Lost Person sending that all the way from the other side.
By the way, I believe you were on the cast with me whenever we found this out, but Lost is also a very high level Dota player.
Dota player?
You know Dota?
Oh, Dota, like Dota 2?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we found that out during the last stream he was on.
So it looks like we have a multi-talented athlete here in the RSC finals. Lost Person putting that one in there.
He said it does not matter if they change servers. He's gonna cook no matter what.
But no matter what, even with the near highest ping in the game, third highest, he's still playing just fine. If anything, a new region probably helped him out, as he's been putting on quite the show right now as a 4-0 lead. And even with 30 seconds left, there's not a whole lot, unless something absolutely diabolical happens to the Emus. I don't think this one's going to get too out of hand. And with only
Yeah.
20 seconds left, I believe they have it locked down just fine. But there's going to be a lot of changes that got to happen here for the Principales if they want to come back and make a name for themselves winning the Prospect Finals. They're going to have to do the unthinkable, and they're going to have to reverse sweep.
Yeah. It's been done before. Not often, but it has been done. So we'll see. And I saw earlier that reminded me about the Dota 2 reference. Somebody said that they were going to throw his Dota rank if he didn't win.
He's got a lot on the line here. It looks like not just for his team, but his rank in a completely different game. People will find him apparently.
But going into the stats, I mean, we've already talked about it. Lostperson went absolutely nuclear, putting up 3 goals on 6 shots shooting. But that does not matter as he still racked up 531 score because he kept pressure on the ball constantly. Larkspur had, I believe, 1 demo, but that 1 demo led specifically to a goal, which he had a goal in itself. He had 1 on out of 3, 2 saves, and then Yoshawatt really led the front a lot better that game as the third man there with an assist and a save and a shot himself. So we'll just see how the Principales team responds. That's all you have to do. All you can do here is just respond.
Respond indeed. You've only got 5 minutes to keep this game going, keep the series alive, keep your championship hopes alive, getting the most coveted championship in the league. And then as we get here, still 4-0, what do you think they need to change right here if they want to be able to get this game 4 win?
I mean, I think they gotta. It's hard to. It's bad to say this, but they gotta crush their confidence. This Emus team is playing with absolutely no fear of what this team can do. They're confident they can shut down everything because after that overtime, it seemed like the Principales team also lost their confidence. We'll just see how they respond here.
It looks like the Emus are also just very comfortable in the last few games. They're jumping for very high balls. They're just following up really well as Booger Sugar finally gets a lead since game 1. Tying this, I believe, since game 2. This is their first lead. And it comes off of a great placement by Booger Sugar through both defenders sitting there in the net. Top right, great goal by him. And now they're going to have 4 minutes to hold on to this lead and hope that the Emus don't respond with devastating goals of their own. Lost Person wants this one off the backboard. Larkspur not able to put a powerful enough shot on. Back to the corner, and we'll see if these rotations come in play as yoshawatt already going up for this ball off the top, just not able to make contact. And Larkspur, he's going to put this one back over the middle for a Lost Person, see if he's got enough speed. He does. And then he doesn't respond, and Larkspur's going to have a shot just too far wide. yoshawatt putting this one back over the middle. superstrikzz able to clear it away, keep it in the corner, and it looks like they're going to gain possession.
Yeah, we just got to see. Seems like Emus kind of got a little comfortable after that big win. So make sure that they can knock themselves out of that comfort zone when they try to do it there. But unfortunately, the shot's not on target. Larkspur gets the sent to the corner, goes for the challenge. Almost gets past all 3 of them, but they're gonna have to incorporate their teammates again. I know they hadn't had to do that last game. They kind of made more of a solo effort, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Great dodge there, right, to keep himself alive. yoshawatt trying to keep up the speed. Lost Person's putting in a big effort. We've been calling his name a ton since last game. And then looks like the rotations are getting just a little off. They're not able to respond as we see a double commit come out of here. Maybe it was that 1 goal is all they needed to throw off the opponent for the Principales. keeping the corner. It looks like they've been a little more comfortable here from the Principales. Scomps gonna look for a shot. He does. Larkspur's not able to, or not gonna allow that one to go through. 50 off the ground. Yoshawatt's gonna have to respond, but Booger Sugar faster. And now back to lost person. There's two Principale players sitting over on the side. Scomps is gonna get this one across. Two goal lead here for the Principales.
2 minutes left here. There's still plenty of time for Emus to come back, but they're holding their own very well here, especially looking at how the beginning of this series is going.
It's starting to get a little desperate for the Emus. It looked like they were diving the last goal just to try and keep this one keep the ball out of the net. It's too early really to be getting nervous about if a ball is going to go in. You've got 3 games up on your opponents. You still have 3 more to try and keep the lead. Just got to get back to the fundamentals, keep the opponent out of the net, and keep the rotations fluid, and that's going to really help you out a lot in the long run as Yoshawatt skies this ball, keeps it up. Lost person having to work backwards to try and save this one. Scomps quick on the clear. He's got his speed back, trying to keep this one out. This one goes all the way back downfield. Larkspur looking for a shot. Close, but no cigar right there. This one goes back off the backboard. Booger Sugar clearing that away. We'll see what Lost Person is able to do with it. Just going to slide back. And then 2 Emus players up front. They're going to have to work backwards for this on low boost. Larkspur's got, looks like 12. And this one's going to hang over the middle of the net. Scomps just doesn't have anything. And they're just playing really well right now.
Yeah, Principality's team has locked it in very well. Boss needs to get a bank here, but he just doesn't have to boost to follow it up. It seems like he's in a very similar predicament to what Principalities were in the first game, where they didn't have too much boost to work with. But we'll just see how they follow up for the rest of this. They got 20 seconds. They got to turn it up now if they're going to do something. But
this one's going to go back over the middle. Scomps looking for a shot. This one's just going to get pinched all the way back. Superstrikzz looking for a connection. Still back into the corner. Yoshawatt wanting to get this one not on target. They needed that one for the confidence just to stay up. Booger Sugar is going to clear this one away, and they're going to keep the series alive. One step closer to the reverse sweep in the championship. They finally got what they needed.
Lost Person still coming in the top of his team with 3 saves. Unfortunately, no goals to speak of. And the thing is, there was only a 1-shot difference between the 2 teams. But it just felt like Principalities kind of controlled that game a lot longer and a lot more.
Yeah, we definitely saw the ball on the blue half most of that game. They just couldn't break out, and when they did, they just weren't really controlling the ball, weren't working those rotations in, and they just kind of threw it away to the other team and weren't working the ball out into the middle for a pass like they had previously. But the Principalities, they finally worked in the rotations, and Scomps was playing very quick, a lot faster than he had in the last few games. So we saw the 1 goal just getting up into the air very quickly and saving that one away, and just keeping a goal in, putting them up 2-0. That's going to do wonders for their confidence.
Yeah, I think looking at it here, confidence should be at the highest level for the Principalities team. But Emus gotta kind of do what Principalities just did, respond. The response is everything. If they can just play like they had been before, they should be good.
Yeah, Emus don't really have anything to worry about right now. They still have a solid lead of a whole 2 games on them. This one's going to go across. Lost Person gets the shot. Back in the lead, 10 seconds only off the board. They want this one to end right here in Game 5. They don't want to go back to... They don't want to make this one stretch any further. They don't want to go to Neo Tokyo or Champions Field.
I mean, I can't blame them. Like, that game did not seem close at all. Lost Person trying to really just show how separate it really is.
Great snipe, banged it all the way from past midfield over both of the last two defenders. They just weren't ready for it. Great shot. Now they're up 2-0, and the Principales need to work extra hard if they want to get this back in the lead. It's do or die for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, the best say they can't really afford another shot without at least answering for one of them at this point. But I mean, sorry.
A 3-0, and that's gonna do. That's obviously plenty of time left right now, but goals are flying off the board here. Yoshawatt dunking Booger Sugar on the goal line just to force it 3-0, and we haven't even had a minute go off the board yet.
Yeah, I know, and it feels like it's been longer than it has. I guess it's just the output of this Emus team. They are, I think they just got comfortable. They are fully locked in now. 4 goals up in less than a minute.
Lostperson is absolutely cooking right now. I think that's the second goal we've seen in almost the exact same way, just off the corner, hit just over the middle and then just wide open. Nobody ready to defend that. Looks like Principales maybe got a little too excited after that first win there in game 4, and it's just starting to crumble, and now we finally have a minute fly off the board. Lostperson wants another shot, just not able to put any power on it. But there's going to be a lot of work to do if Principales want to get back in this. They need to get a goal. If a goal here in the next minute would make it possible, but they're going to have to be able to get more than that, as Scomps is actually able to put this one on target. That's exactly what they needed. They are not done yet, but they still need 3 goals to tie.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play. I mean, very awkward position. He catches the ball in his car and helps to lead his team into a forward motion. I mean, 3:40 left. Yoshawatt gets a good thing.
Great touch there by superstrikzz. Able to read that one off the backboard while backwards. A bump comes out of Lostperson, trying to keep him out, and now Larkspur's got a 1v1 against Scomps. Able to put this one back over the middle, but Booger Sugar able to clear it away. Back over to superstrikzz. This might be what they need. A little offensive pressure. 50 comes out back. This one's going back over the middle, but Scomps doesn't have the boost yet. The one in. Lostperson almost owned goals in spectacular fashion, but saved away by yoshawatt. The danger is clear, but they don't have any boost, and they could go back the other way, but it looks like the team has recovered and they're back in position. That could have been dangerous there. Lostperson almost put that one in, and this one's going to go back the other way unless Larkspur clears it away. Scomps off the backboard. Yoshawatt going to try and read this with no boost. He does. This one gets popped. Perfect touch by Yoshawatt. 5-1, 2.5 minutes.
And I mean, I'm not going to say anything about a certain country that could occur in this matchup, with there still being almost 3 minutes left. But Yoshawatt gets a dunk there. Larkspur up, low boost, and Super is able to hit it away. And this is just utter domination, it feels like.
Domination indeed. They wanted that revenge game, as Dill pointed out. They wanted it, but if you want to see that ill-coveted nation come alive, we're gonna need to see 2 more goals fly off the board if you're Emus. But if you're Principales or a fan of theirs, you would like to see a lot of help come out. They need 4 goals to tie it up, and only 2 minutes remaining. They're gonna need a goal every 30 seconds. And it doesn't look like one's going to come anytime soon, as they're still on the back half and very little boost and having to throw it back away.
Yeah, and they keep throwing it away, and then the ball just gets brought right back just like that. Larkspur going for the double, but just doesn't have the boost to finish it. Lost, goes for the shot, stays low, and plays the other team like a fiddle. Minute 38 here.
Great placement by Lostperson. He saw superstrikzz jumped, kept it on the ground, rolled it Now we're only 1 goal away from that nation, and now 5 goals away. It's starting to look very bleak for the Principales. They need a lot, and they're going to need a lot right now. If it gets another goal off the board, it's probably done for. I don't think anybody could come back from 6-1 with only a minute and a half left, but 7-1 would be even worse. And then I think that would be the dagger. Lost person looking for the dagger, not able to get it. This one clears back. That might be what they need, trying to get something, but Scomps just doesn't have the boost to make anything happen. And I think that's been a telltale sign of this game. No boost for Scomps at all. They needed him to be able to come in clutch, make some quick plays, but he's had almost no boost, and you saw that right there. He had a little bit. He had maybe a third of a tank left, and he used probably half of what he had, and just not able to really make anything happen. He's got 0 boost right now. Superstrikzz having to cut across for him. Booger Sugar's got nothing as well. Just nothing able to work. Double commit comes out, and we might be able to see a shot come here. Brazil is alive.
If you would have asked me after the last game that we would see a Brazil with 33 seconds in game 5, I would have gone you crazy. I mean, after going down, losing game 4, 2-0, and then coming back in such a dominant performance, I mean, just incredible.
I was expecting a lot tighter of a game as well. The 7-1 was completely unexpected after a dominant showing from the Principales. They didn't quite blow out their opponent, but they had a shutout and had a lot of offense to go with it. But as we see right here, just the no boost did not give them any wonders. And with 5 seconds left, maybe try to put one on the board, but this one's gonna not quite hit the ground yet. Lost person wants one for the road, not able to get it. And here we have our prospect champions, the Emus from Flightless Fowl. Lost person, Larkspur, and Yoshawatt leading their team to victory and finally getting the championship they deserved after last year.
Yeah. Wow. What a series that was. And Joshua really turned it up in that last game. I mean, he's been kind of sitting towards the bottom this whole time. Not like in a bad way. Not in a bad way, of course, because he's been doing his part. But when you look at statistics wise, it's really been lost and Lark. And that game, he saw what happened in game 4, said he's not repeating it, and delivered.
We saw everybody from the Emus contribute to this game, to all the games. Who do you have here for the MVP of this prospect final?
I mean, I think there's only one name to say. I think it has to be Lost Person.
I'm gonna have to be right there with you. Lost just played out of his mind in game 2 and 3, and he was still on fire in games 5 and 4. Saw the excellent pass just straight over the middle, just wide open net for his teammate. We saw him scoring the open nets. We saw flicks come out of him, and it was just an excellent performance by the Lost Person. Excellent work by him, earning the MVP of the prospect finals.
Yeah, I mean, great series from both teams, but Emus was more prepared, it seemed like. And I mean, you hate to be blunt about it, but there's no other way to be.
Yep, great match right there. And with that, we're going to close out the prospect finals, but don't go anywhere. We still have one more matchup, and this one is from the master tier. We saw a great matchup there from Premier, and I think we're going to see something even greater out of the master tier. They are going to play, it's going to be high, fast action. We're going to see a lot come out in this next game. So don't go anywhere. We will go on break.